Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, recording a last video literally within minutes of going out the door for a holiday. That's how we roll, we're hardcore. But in today's video, we've got a couple of fun pieces of news. The first one is that tomorrow, the 13th of June, that's Tuesday, right? There is going to be an extra legendary event from Sacred Shards. Very simple. If you hit a legendary, if you pull one, no boosted chances, it's still the 6%. And then, of course, the mercy system adding on to that small amount if you've gone over 12 with no legendary, right? Same chances as default. But if you do pull a legendary, you get a second one for free. This is an interesting event. I think for me, I actually have about 14 sacreds saved up, and I'm about 6 sacreds or 7 into mercy. So it's an interesting one. Let me zoom this in so you can see, full screen the wrong thing. Here we go. Trying to zoom in the wrong thing. There we are. I think that's a pretty interesting question. Like, to give you an idea. So here we go. Odds of legendary on each individual shard. And you can see the number that we're pulling over here. Thanks to Chosen and to... man, I've blanked on the name. I've blanked on the name. Senti, I think it was. Senti that did this. But yeah, you can see your chance per shard is still 6%, then it starts scaling up. So you could work out where you're going to be. But like if you start from no mercy, right, and you pull 12 shards, it's kind of 50-50 that you would get a legendary. So you could pull 12 shards and half of you would not get a legendary, half of you would, and then you get the double. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Honestly, this is a tricky one. This is the best event. These double legendary events for Sacred Shard, it's the best event for the bulk of legendaries. You will get the most legendary champions. You'll get the most legendaries by pulling in this event. That's how you get the most. It's going to give you more legendary champions than any other strategy. However, that is predicated on you succeeding. And it's not guaranteed that you could succeed. That's sort of the problem here. Basically, in order to succeed, you need a lot of sacred. So for example, if I go to 20 sacred shards, okay, you would have a 16% chance not to hit a legendary. Now, let's assume that you actually have a bit of mercy system built up already. So you're going to start hitting enhanced chances a little bit sooner. That's going to help you a little bit. You know, let's say maybe you're down to 12, maybe you're down to 9%. Let's say that. Let's say you've already pulled some shards, you know, you're going to have something like a 9% chance because you got a bit of mercy sooner. There's still a risk, but you're a bit better off. You need a lot of shards to guarantee that this is going to work well. And that's very tricky with sacreds. Summoning your sacreds is also going to slow you down in terms of fusions and stuff. I think the Great Hufloriaka fusion being so underwhelming, though, does help with this, right? You're not gonna, a lot of people are going to be skipping Great Hufloriaka, building up lots of shards and going, hey, actually, this is a great time for me to pull those sacreds. Let's do it. I could definitely see that happening. For me, personally, like I said, I'm about 6 or 7 in. And obviously, you know, so it's not quite right. You'd have to recalculate, right? You know, like this is assuming that, you know, this is including all your previous pulls. So you've got some chances to hit there. It's not quite the same. But with 14 shards for me, would I pull 14 shards for this? I'd have a pretty good chance to hit gold, but I don't think I'm going to do it for another simple reason, which is that the guaranteed champions for Sacred Shards tend to be really, really good. And I wouldn't be totally surprised if they did another one of those sometime soon. So that's why I'm not doing it. I'm going to save up my shards. I'm also going away on holiday, so I'm not as excited to pull. It's kind of be nice to have a proper break, just save up resources. And yeah, I think that... although this is the event, double legendary, it's the event that gives you the most legendaries if you succeed. There is a risk to it, whereas saving for a guaranteed champion actually has a very consistent payoff when it comes to Sacred Shards. There's been a couple of duds, but there's also been a couple of bangers in there. Like the last two were Michinaki and Elva. Ridiculously good with Sacred Shards, ridiculously good champions. So yeah, that's what I'm sort of leaning towards. Where am I going? Over here, into the game. So the other thing that is coming with this patch is, I don't know if I've actually seen too many people talk about it yet. I didn't get around to it. I've been so busy, so hectic. But look at this. Level 6 blessings are now going to be giving you substantially more stats. So previously, they were giving, well, previously it was giving 10 speed. Now it's giving 10 plus 5 to legendaries on a legendary, on this blessing right here. If we go to a legendary blessing, yeah, it's still the same. It's 15 speed now versus the 10 that it was before. So that's more speed. And now it's also giving you basically half of the stats rounded up that you got from the previous, well, you got from tier 2. It's going to give you half of that. And then it's actually not quite half rounded up. It's giving you half rounded up of crit damage, 13%. That is what's going on here. If I took like a flick through, you can see the extra stats that you're going to be getting from these different blessings. Big chunks of extra stats now at 6 stars. I wanted to do a whole video talking about this in detail, but basically, why is this happening? What's going on? The blessing should be weaker for an epic, I believe. We come over to an epic and we come down. Yeah, so the bonuses you can see for epic champions are weaker, but still good. What about for a rare champion? Let's take a rare champion and let's see. If he was to get an epic blessing, it would be the same, but he obviously can't. The rare blessing is, again, it's a bit weaker in terms of stats. The big reason I think that they're doing this is obviously to encourage people to spend more, but it's, I suppose, for a damage dealer, right? That before you might be very, very motivated to get your damage dealer up to 4-star. You get that bonus attack, that bonus crit damage, or whatever for the different types of damage dealers, you know, defense or whatever. 5 and 6-star were kind of nice, you know, like with Soul Reap, for example. I get some extra threshold for executing people and the true fear thing. It's kind of nice. But for how expensive it is to get 5 and 6-star souls, it was kind of like, is it really worth it? And 10 speed? Not that big of a deal. Whereas now you're going, oh, okay. Now I not only get this extra effect, which is quite nice, but I'm getting 15 speed. I'm getting even more attack and more crit damage. Oh, now I do really want that 6-star blessing. And now you are more likely to spend on those packs, right? So it's about tempting really kind of whales and krakens, really, is who's going to be buying soul packs. It's the big spenders. It's tempting those players into getting this. Again, for a lot of us, it won't make an impact. I actually am lucky enough to have a couple of 6-star, a couple of high-star people. I've bought some packs. I actually don't think I got any of these from packs, though. But it's an interesting one. It's something I'm going to do. I'm suspecting there's a good chance there could be some sort of soulstone tournaments kicking in soon as well. I can't remember if I've said that in a video, but I would definitely be saving up all of my my souls now. On my main account, my actual account, I am saving all my souls and all of that for potential soulstone tournaments to be prepared for it. But it's going to raise an interesting question going forwards of, do we just need to save up for soul stones and just gamble on soul stones because they're going to be needed for things like fusions in the future? There's a good chance that could happen, or there's good rewards tied in. Or are we going to still like go in and buy essence and try to upgrade directly with essence targeting champions? Because look, these 6-star blessings are becoming really powerful and makes a big difference, especially when you consider, let's say, the polymorph nerf, which is coming as well, where it's going to require accuracy, except not at 6-star. That opens up this blessing to being much more powerful for a lot more champions. And that's the sort of direction, by the way, because they've done it, or they're doing it with polymorph. They've done it with brimstone before. That's the direction I expect blessings to move going forward. It's like they've clearly shown, we want you to really invest in this. We want the 6-star thing to be the thing. We want people going all out for it. That seems to be what they're pushing for big time. So yeah, it's going to be that question of, what do you actually do? You know, there's obviously the whole question of, is that good or bad, which is all the people have been talking about. More important question, though, is what are you going to do about it in terms of the souls that you get? Like I said, short-term recommendation for me is do your Iron Twin stuff. Build up a bank of soul stones so that if they come in and go, hey, next fusion is amazing, haha, but you need to do a soul stone summon rush or something like that to get it, that you will be prepared. And then when we see how those events start to look, then you can get a gist for how many I need to save up and stuff. That's my advice. But yeah, let me know, are you going to pull in this 2x, not 2x, are you going to pull in the double legendary sacred shard event? I imagine a lot of people will. And I wish you luck, because there's going to be nothing worse than pulling a ton of sacreds and getting only epics. I wish you luck. And yeah, what do you think about these changes to the blessings? Good or bad? I can't see many people really thinking it's good. It's just, you know, it benefits Plarium, and I guess it kind of benefits Krakens, but then again, you're fighting against people that are also Krakens, so it's not going to benefit you too much there. It's going to benefit Krakens for like PvE content, but they should find that stuff pretty easy anyway, mostly, apart from Fire Knight Hard. But anyway, look, there we go. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.